when they finally observe these statutes and judgments and commandments, and they start to see how everything is flowing naturally and normal like it's supposed to be,
working well,
and everybody's prospering, and it ain't too much disorder and confusion. The land ain't suffering. The animals are happy. The trees are rejoicing because you keeping the laws.
Right.
You're keeping the land Sabbath, so food is coming in right. It's benefiting the fruit of the land is yielding to its fullest capacity. It ain't no bloodshed because you know that consequence is gonna come if you murder somebody. There ain't no adultery because women already gonna know. There's no tolerance for that. You know, everything's gonna be in rightful order, man. They're gonna really appreciate what the law brings. They're gonna. This is a real, true, righteous government. You know.
I was gonna say
everybody gets to prosper. You just, even for the heathen, they're gonna be after that 1,000 years. They're gonna really love the planet Earth because it's gonna be back to its natural form. You know.
I was thinking the third or fourth generations. After that, they'll probably start to get it. But the first 3 or 4, they're gonna get their.
Gonna be thinking, oh, we just in hell.
They gonna get their ass beat.
Yeah. Like when you're a child and you getting your ass whooped, just in a moment, all you thinking about is the pain you feeling from getting your ass whooped. So you think, like, at that moment you hate your parents during that time, but afterwards you start to think about that shit like, damn, he whooped my ass because this is what he was trying to tell me. Now I get it. I fucking, you know what? Later on, and you laugh about it, like, damn. I fucking deserve that shit, man. I was tripping.
It's like us.
My parents actually.
We had to. It was like us. We had to acknowledge our offenses.
We the same way.
Right.
Like we see how fucked up niggas are.
Yeah.
Man, I see why we went into slavery. I see exactly why the Lord had to do this to us, man. Look at these niggas now, man.
I think
it's a good thing that the Lord severed for himself a remnant and elect.
We'll never make it.
We'll never make it, bro.
The whole nation have to make it, bro. We never. If we went on a majority, bro.
What if 2/3 had to make it? Nah.
But that's.
It would just be the wilderness all over again.
Yeah.
Circling the wilderness. Niggas arguing about dumb shit.
Money, what you doing with this? Let's build that. You know, niggas got ideas. Without instruction, random shit. Get yours,
This is 1 Kings chapter 4 and verse 29. I'll read through it real quick. It says, "And Yahweh gave Solomon wisdom and understanding exceeding much, and largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country, and of all the wisdom of Egypt. For he was wiser than all men, than Ethan the Asarite, and Heman, and Chalcol, and Darda, and the sons of Mahol, and his fame was in all nations round about. And he spake 3,000 proverbs, and his songs were 1,005. And he spake of trees, from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon, even unto the hyssop that springeth out of the wall. He spake also of beasts, and of fowl, and of creeping things, and of fishes." Like, bro. Go ahead.
Remind me the chapter of Wisdom of Solomon. What's that?
17?
7.
7.
7. Yeah, I believe it's 7. Where it says wisdom is the mother of all of these things, and it goes into the diversities of roots, the psychology or the minds of men. You know, all the different
reasons of men, the diversity of roots, alterations of the turning of the sun. All these things I know them through her.
This wisdom is going to be returned unto us. You know, we're actually going to be able to tell these other nations what the animals are actually made for.
You don't worship these
animals.
Right?
Exactly.
The sun and the moon is not for you to worship. It's a pretty much a calendar. It's how we keep track of days and years and signs of feasts.
It's a clock and a calendar.
It's a clock and a calendar. It's not something you worship. The Father made those things for that purpose.
That's what you
Yep.
worship.
We're not supposed to worship the constellations, the stars.
Right.
Those are for navigational things, as well as signs and, you know.
It says, and there came of all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon from all kings of the earth, which had heard of his wisdom.
Now I want to make a quick point, just a worldly analogy with it, right? So, you know, y'all know who my cousin is, so what he likes to do, right? So there's times where we debating something according to the world. Ain't it a beautiful thing now that you can go Google something and now you can get the answer? Well, that's the heathen coming to us to get the answer of what they should do. They ain't got to search and try to figure it out, but when you get that answer, like, yeah, that's right, it should be this. When you know that the right thing is being done. Well, they're going to come to us and get the right counsel. They're going to get the right judgment on matters.
Ain't no maybes, ain't no ifs.
Because the law won't be slack.
Right.
Therefore, judgment will go forth.
It's gonna go forward. It's gonna be enforced.
Yeah.
Just like Esau enforced his policies and penal codes
Yeah.
and all that. The law, our law is gonna be enforced.
Yep.
None of us are gonna be corrupted.
Yeah, we're not going to, and there's no debating
We
about
ain't gonna
this.
Be able to be bought.
Even in
There'll
the,
be no respect of persons.
yep.
None of that.
I was saying, even in the ancient world, how they would have disputes over the law and, okay, is it righteous to do this? It ain't going to be none of that.
None of that.
Because we're all going to know. If the heathens is not going to know, that has to come to us to get the proper judgment. And when we give them that judgment, the judgment is final. Ain't no going back or maybe it's this. No, this is what the judgment is if you do this or if you do that.
And the world is gonna be redirected into a righteous world. You know, once that set in place, Yahweh Shai is he's gonna take back the world and reestablish the order.
Right.
That's what that's why it talks about the government being upon his shoulders. He's coming with that righteous government so that he can actually have a well-ordered earth. With him being the ruler, with him sitting on the throne.
Yep.
It's going to be his dominion.
We saw how when Yahweh Shai was on the earth, how he was just real with everything and truth. With everything he was talking about, the way he judged
He's
things.
the walking embodiment of the word.
Wisdom.
Hey, you remember how like scriptures was just bouncing off Yahweh Shai every time he conversed with whoever?
Yep.
Because he was the walking embodiment of the word. The Lord's going to make us like unto him with the new covenant.
Yeah.
Join air with that same. That's a power. And a lot of brothers is practicing in that power now.
We're practicing it right now.
Yeah. To be able to push out this wisdom and be like, yeah, that's in this chapter, it say this. And then that goes back to this time and brothers can go deeper into it to get the fullness out of it. So that was it on that. Go back to 2. Is there more in 2 or no? Isaiah 2?
Isaiah 2.
No, I can grab Isaiah 2, you said? Oh, Isaiah what?
Yeah, Isaiah 2. I think he was already.
Yeah, I read it. That was it.
Okay.
You want the nah, not yet.
Not yet. You go ahead with what you got.
I had Jeremiah 12. And
So all these different situations are tying in how the heathen will even be blessed. Now we know Israel has to be blessed first, right? But because they're up under us, they'll be blessed. Like we didn't read it, but we quoted Proverbs 29, 2. You got it.
start at verse 15. And it shall come to pass after that I have plucked them out, I will return and have compassion on them, and will bring again every man to his heritage, and every man to his land.
So now the heathen get to go back to being their pure heathen self.
Yeah.
As all the Israelites come out, and all, everybody, okay, so you all go back to, we gave you that land over there, because you got to do this with it. Everybody, like you said, going to be in order. All the heathen going to be in order at that point. You ain't going to have no heathen over here trying to supplant in this land. Nah, man, you got business to be taken care of for us over there. All right?
And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people, to swear by my name, the Lord Yahweh liveth, as they taught my people to swear by Baal, then shall they be built in the midst of my people. But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, saith the Lord Yahweh.
So so that is, yep.
Yeah, they all the times that they had us captive, they just taught us wickedness.
Yeah.
So when we have them captive, we're gonna just teach them righteousness.
Yeah.
And it's gonna,
That's the
hurt at
balance.
first, like you said, it's gonna hurt at first, but then they're gonna realize, you know what? It just makes sense. This is just right.
Y'all whooped our ass to teach us evil.
Yeah.
We're gonna whoop your ass to teach you righteousness.
But no different than your own possessions. You whoop your dog,
Ruckus.
not just to be beaten on the dog. You whoop on him so he don't be in the house. You whoop on him so he tell you when he's home, you know, to train him. It's your possession. You gotta train him. No different than the heat. You got it, bro.
You ain't eating that, those rats and those dogs and those pigs. Don't you feel better?
And you ain't eating abominable
You ain't
food.
sick?
Those that ain't got cancer no more,
Yep.
diabetes.
Hey, cause they gon' cause that law, like we always laugh about Moab, how they can eat eel and all kind of shit, and they live 100 years old. That ain't gonna be happening. They gonna have to be eating the righteous food.
Jaffa can eat a lot of that bullshit too and
Yeah, they
live.
do.
Them motherfuckers be big as hell and living for like till 80 and 90 years old. Like, man, Big Mama ain't living that long eating all that bullshit.
They got it, man.
Because they not under that curse.
Yeah, you're right.
Luke 19, 26. For I say unto you that unto every one which hath shall be given, but from him that hath not, even that he hath shall be taken away from him. But those enemies which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
Yeah. Hey, if you're not gonna learn these ways of righteousness, we're gonna slay you. Your house is gonna slay you. Bottom line. What was the one? That's the other one I'm thinking. We said, well, is this one? We said, well, I'll call the famine in the land. They don't come up for the feast.
That's Zechariah.
Zechariah.
Zechariah 14.
So you got it, though. Yep. Yes, sir. Grab that up. That was the other one. So the heathen is going to be blessed because there's going to be a boundary. You're going to have to be disciplined to keep our righteous way. But instead, we ain't teaching you evil, though. The point is, we're going to teach you righteousness. But after you get that, if you get that in
This is how we know Esau gonna get it the worst.
Yeah,
The scriptures even say, let favor be shown unto the wicked. Yeah, in the land of righteousness, will they not? In the land of uprightness, they will not learn righteousness.
Yeah.
You know, but they can't even get it right now, and they're in the land. You know, they take the Lord's covenant and they cast His word behind it. They don't follow the instructions in the book.
Yeah.
You know.
Zechariah 14 and 16.
I'm going to start up at start at 14. Yeah. Matter of fact, start 12.
Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
This is the thing that's going to put all the nations on notice. This event, right?
It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
And some of the heathen going to
They're gonna remember. They're gonna remember that day.
Yeah.
The day of the Lord.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers got disintegrated.
Mm-hmm.
The whole world gonna know.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that like for a long ass time in the kingdom. Man.
Yep.
No longer shall it be said that the
Yeah.
Lord liveth and brought the children of Israel out of
Got
the
two:
land of Egypt.
the salvation and the destruction,
Yeah. All in one day.
all on the same day. They're gonna know.
Yeah.
All right.
And their tongue shall consume away in their mouths. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance. And so shall be the plague of the horse, of the mule, of the camel, and of the ass, and of all the beasts that shall be in these tents as this plague. And it shall come to pass that every one that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year